Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is cosmic changes. And I mean that in a very much paradoxical way. First of all, hello. It's so good to be back. I'm back from my vacation. I took some time away with my son. I did it during the lunar eclipse, and I'm so grateful that something inside me knew to do that. I didn't even know it was going to be a lunar eclipse when I planned that trip with my son. I found out later, and I was like, oh, look at that. That's kind of fate, isn't it? And indeed, it was fate for me. One of the things that I wanted to just kind of get business out of the way with is my own cosmic changes. And one of them is just the way I'm going to come to you each week. I've been doing this now for nearly 12 years, 11 and a half years. When I say doing this, I mean I've been dedicating my life to coming on the air for free and trying to inspire people to change the way they live, to live in their heart and try to be happy. And I've realized now, particularly after this lunar eclipse, that my own personal goal for that was I really just want to see the world happy. I want to see people happy. And what I realized even deeper is it's because I want to be happy, right? So one of the things I've realized I want to do here in my changes moving ahead is during the week, I'm going to lighten the load a little bit. Again, I have been way too overcommitted, I think, to the public over the last 18 years since the last time the North Node was in Leo. And I don't mean that in the sense of any regrets. I just mean that I've realized I've neglected myself a lot in this last 18 years. So I'm coming up with new solutions where I can show up with my heart 100% and not feel taxed. And one of those solutions is during the week, I think I'm just going to do a tea time with you on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I'm just going to sit down, have a cup of tea, have a little conversation like this with you. Hopefully you can take away something from it. I'm going to focus my personal life coaching in my actual personal Sensei service. So when it comes to living a better life, you'll always learn something from me. But if you want focused change of life, you need to become a subscriber, and that's where that part of me will come out. I'll do the weekly Namaste Today shows because I do want to talk astrology at least once a week. I do want to be on camera at least once a week. So I'll come out on Mondays with a Namaste Today show that tells everyone about the astrology and sets everyone up and prepares everyone really for the week. But during the week, I just want to have a little tea time talk. I just want to sit down and share with you what's going on. And that's kind of part of also what I've come to realize. So today, when I say cosmic changes, I think we're all going through a lot of cosmic change, and I'm sharing with you some of mine. One of the big cosmic change I had during the lunar eclipse in Aquarius was this kind of realization, what I'm telling you, that I've spent the last 18 years since North Node was in Leo trying to please myself by pleasing others. So, and I like that little gig with myself. I get a real kick out of showing off. I get a real kick out of getting a grin on people's face. It's a real personal delight, to be honest, that I absolutely love seeing people delighted. I love seeing people eyes open up when they learn something. I love hearing someone's brain literally snap when they finally get something that they haven't been able to understand. So I have a lot of personal delight in seeing others grow and enlighten. But I realized on my little vacation with my son that I myself have not really had a lot of my own personal joy and delight of my own other than that in the last 18 years. And that I've missed out on a lot of life because I was focused on these outer joys. And we can go deep in 1,000 different directions. You know, a lot of my ambition when I first set out was to prove my father wrong. You know what I mean? Like a lot, and things like that too. So I'm not saying I have any regrets whatsoever. I'm saying that times are changing. This is a cosmic change. And for those who are astrolites like myself who love astrology, it's all in the astrology right now. I talk about my personal Sensei service. I talk about it in this week's Namaste Today weekly. But we have a profound moment of change. And I'm definitely feeling my cosmic change. So the first cosmic change I realized was I need to, for myself, start focusing on my joy every day and making it my first priority and really enjoying who I am. That's really what I'm trying to do. And It may seem like I enjoy who I am when I'm on the air, and that's because in that moment I recorded it, I was. But as soon as it goes off or whatever, I found that a lot of my life has not been so fun, and my mind has always said, well, when we get to this destination, when we get to this income, when we get to this, when we finally find the right love, like all these future destinations, and realizing, full-heartedly knowing as Sensei, like, it has to be now. It has to happen now. So I guess the big thing that changed for me at the lunar eclipse was like I can no longer be in denial anymore about these things. Like it's pretty clear that I need, I want to be happy now. I want to be happy every day. I want to share the happiness with others. I want to coach and be there for others. But I myself want to have that happy feeling all the time. So I think I found that what I'm detaching from in the lunar eclipse, and you might think about this too, what are you detaching from? What was it about? Because we have a solar eclipse coming on Monday, and I think that's going to be a very big, positive, powerful punch in the right direction of where we need to go and how we need to go about it. And I'll talk about it at my next show. For people who are subscribers to my service, I'm coaching you to it every day, as you well know, in a very deep way. But in the general, for me, I think the detachment was no longer being attached to, getting my love from approval from others. No longer am I going to be attached to that. My heart was way attached to that for a long time. I think it's for a lot of reasons, like I said, even including that I failed in past lives, and I just want to show the world, hey, I'm better now, And I think my attachment for my solar eclipse shift is basically I want to be pleased with myself every day. I want to be happy with myself every day and go to bed feeling just delighted to be me and having a great time. And I do have a great time being me, by the way, in certain sections of life. I'm looking now to thread this into one like golden, crazy cord that can't be broken of love and light. And, as we move ahead, today, step 23 is ruling the day. So today, I'm thinking people are going to come to a big picture understanding of what their heart wants. And lots of people I've talked to in readings and stuff are completely clueless. They still don't even know, which is totally okay. I just want you to know, like, even I am not sure what to ask for. In some cases, my heart's afraid to ask for certain things. So I'm working through all that stuff too. But an exercise I want to leave with you today, before I leave you with this cup of tea, is like an imaginary exercise you can do with yourself. And I think it'll kind of help you get back into the true heart that you really are, really knowing who you are. And this really will only work if you're a little older. So if you're 30, 40, 50 and above, I think this exercise will work. If you're 20, you may be done already with today's tea talk, okay, which is my son's age. And the question is this: if you could go back to age 20, knowing everything you know now, okay, if you really could go back knowing everything you know now, and even having the resources you have now. So let's say you could go back to 20, having the money you have now, having the resources, what would you do differently now that you have it all at 20? What would you do differently? What would your heart change? What differences would you make that you have than you chose today in the life you've chosen today? I think if you start thinking like that, of having everything and knowing everything you know and going back to age 20, I think that's a great creative exercise to prepare you for the upcoming eclipse. All right, friend, I just want to check in with you and do a little tea time. And this is how it's going to be for me for at least a while, at least during the Mercury Retrograde. I'm going with the flow, listening to my heart. But if you would like some fantastic coaching on your personal life, I have a Sensei service that I spent over 3 years developing. It's brilliant. It will help you every day, get you to your personal goals. Come to SeriousJoy.com for that. Otherwise, I'll be back in 24 hours to chit-chat with you some more. Mercury Retrograde. Enjoy your cup of tea. Until next time, I love you. Live, love, be.
Live, love, be.